Okay, so standing with your feet roughly hip width apart. You're gonna inhale, reach both hands up over your head. And then exhale, fold over at the waist and walk yourself out into a plank. Exhale, slowly down, high to low push-up. Inhale into an upward dog, stretching out your abdominal wall. And then curl over your toes into a downward dog. But it's going to be kind of like a athletic downward dog. So you're pedaling one heel after the other to stretch out your calves and your hamstrings. Pushing the backs of your knees to the wall behind you. Stay here for 2 more breaths. Walk your hands back to your feet. Come all the way back up, raising both hands over your head. Exhale, hands down by your sides. Taking a big step out to the side. A nice wide stance. Inhale, reaching both hands up. Exhale, dropping one hand down towards an ankle. Sliding your hand down your leg and rolling your other shoulder blade up over your spine so you can look up towards the ceiling. On an exhale, come on back up. Both hands come to the sky and drop over in the other direction. Sliding your opposite hand down and rolling your other shoulder blade up towards your back, stretching through your lats and your shoulder. On an exhale, come on back up. Both hands come to the sky. Bring both hands down to the ground. We're going to begin with a forward lunge and an alternate toe touch. So stepping forward, reaching with your opposite hand, and raise your hand over your head. So just going 1 foot at a time, reaching for your opposite toe. We're going to do a total set of 20. Six. Count them out as you go. When you're done with 20, you can stop and rest. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Let everyone else catch up for a second if you're still working on it. Okay, and then both feet together. Inhale, reaching both hands up over your head. Exhale to walk yourself out into a push-up, all the way down. Walk your hands all the way back to your feet. Hands come over your head. We can do 10 of those, go at your own pace. Just breathe a whole bunch. Four. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. One more for me. 10. Cool, once you finish with that, we're going to do lateral lunges, going side to side. If you're in a house or a room that doesn't let you go side to side, just do 10 on one side and then 10 on the other, but I'm going to go side to side, total of 20. Keep your chest up. Go for big steps that you feel a stretch on your inner thigh. 6. I don't know if you can see, but I wore my Mickey Mouse socks today because it's Monday and it's sunny. As you get through the reps, make sure you keep going deep on the way down. I think I have 2 more. Woohoo! Okay, the next stage of the operation is a push-up to a shoulder tap. So it ends up looking something like this. If that feels impossible, you can bring your knees down to the floor and do the same thing, alternating sides. Start whenever you're ready. We're going to go for a set of 20. 1, 17, 18, 19, 20. Make sure you're breathing a lot as you're doing these. If you don't, your head might explode. I've never seen it happen, but that doesn't mean it can't happen. Next thing we're going to do is a reverse lunge with a straight leg kick. So, bring your left hand straight out in front of you, your right foot goes back, and then you try and kick that hand with your right foot. We're going to do that 15 times. Okay? Start whenever you're ready. Whew. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Once you finish that, switch sides. Right hand goes out in front of you, left foot goes back. Kick your right hand 15 times. 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Cool. Too much fun. Happy Monday. Is this week 4 of lockdown? Or week 3? Guess it depends on where you're at. I feel like I've been locked down forever. Okay, next thing that we're going to do is push up to open up into a side plank. So, do your push up, open up out to the side for 20 reps. Again, if that feels impossible, the variation is you do your push up and twist as far as you can on your knees. You can even start on your toes and halfway through switch to your knees. Start whenever you're ready. Gonna go to 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 19. Cool. Next thing we're going to do is take a little road trip back in time to the Victorian era and do a curtsy to a knee drive up. I guess if you're a gentleman it would be a bow, but if you're a lady it would be a curtsy. So for those of you who aren't well versed in curtsies, you step your right leg back, cross behind your front leg, drop your back knee down, and then come up onto one knee. We're going to do 15 of those. Start whenever you're ready. You can do the flourish with the hands if you want to, or if you're a gentleman, take off your hat. Once you get to 15, stop, shake out your legs. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Cross your back foot back, bend at the knee, come up to balance 15 times. Ooh. 11, 12, 13, oops, 14, one more, 15. Cool. Rest for a second, shake it out. We're going to get ready for the next, and arguably the best push-up in the world. Your diamond push-ups. Close grip. So bring your hands together so your index finger and your thumbs are touching or getting just about as close as they can get. Put your hands down on the floor and lower your heart down towards that diamond that you have on the floor. Now these are pretty hard. There are a lot of triceps and shoulder dominant. So again, the variation, stay on your knees if this feels impossible, but still try and get your heart down to that spot. Everyone else will be on our toes. We're going to go for a set of 10 and try and get a good range of motion. So whenever you're ready, 10 push-ups. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Too much fun. Okay, so we're going to do prisoner squats with a 2 beat at the bottom. So hands go up behind your head, squat down, pulse twice, come back up. So go down, 1, 2, back up. We do 20 of these. 2, 1, 4, 1, 2, 5. Keep your back straight, chest up, shoulders back. 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, let everyone finish those up. Once you've had enough of those, we're going to get ready for our next set of push-ups, which is going to be a stagger stance. So you have one hand over your shoulder, other hand down by your ribs. We're going to do 8 like this, switch hands, 8 on the other side. So pick out your stance, get yourself ready, spread your feet nice and wide, Press at 8. Go when you feel strong. 1, 2, 7, 8. When you're done with your 8, switch hands. And 8 on the other side. You can do a set of single leg squats. So, bending your right leg up behind you with your right hand. You're going to squat down to reach for your left toes. Come back up to standing. And when you come back up, you're going to like squeeze your butt so your hips end up forwards. We're going to do 15 on each leg. Start whenever you're ready. Once you finish your 15, switch hands. Bend your left foot back behind you, and with your left hand, reach towards your right toes 15 times. If it feels like your balance is really bad, it might be because it is, but also it helps to look at something that doesn't move. And if you practice this enough times, your balance will become enviable. Cool. Stop for a second, get a sip of water. I can't hear any of you, so I'm just talking to myself when I say that. Nolan, stop for a second. Drink some water. Okay. Take a few deep breaths. Get ready to do your next set. Be awesome. So, speaking of being awesome, there's nothing more awesome than burpees. So we're going to do a set of 15 burpees to come up like a prisoner. So don't do this first one, but it looks something like this. Do a push up, come up, hands end up behind your head. Start whenever you're ready. Do 15. Sucks. Okay. I'm gonna wait 30 seconds, let your heart rate come down. Whew. And if you did it the right way, your heart rate should be up. Okay. Next thing we're gonna do is lateral lunge and then come back up to stability. So we did this last week where you go down and then come up to balance. Do 10 of those on each side. Start whenever you're ready. 5, 6, you finish your 10, switch sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, we're going to celebrate a good set of those with a good set of the next ones, which is also going to be a lateral movement, but it's going to be a squat jump. So go down into a squat, come up, and land in a squat somewhere else. Ideally side to side. 20 of these, start whenever you're ready. Oh, as you land, think like landing like a ninja, like as soft and as silent and as dangerous as you can. When you get to 20, stop and celebrate. And for all my skier friends out there, this is nothing like skiing. One more for me. Yippee! Cool. Rest for a second, let your heart rate come down. We'll get ready for the next exercise. Okay, so we're going to do a push-up into a high lunge with scaption. Okay, so what it's going to look like, so do your push-up, step into a high lunge, and whatever leg goes in front, that elbow goes back, and you roll that shoulder blade back, keeping your back leg straight. Go back into your push-up, high lunge, and then scaption. Start whenever you're ready, go for a set of 10. Nine. Reverse lunge to knee drive up. So first I'm going to demonstrate the lazy way to do this. Don't do it like that. Take the reverse lunge, nice strong hips, and then come up with a firm knee. Pause for a second, and then go back down. We're going to do 15 of those. Start whenever you're ready. 4, 5, keep them strict. 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Cool, once you finish your 15, switch sides. 1, 2. Again, if balance seems kind of hard, focus your gaze on something that doesn't move, like maybe don't watch me for a minute. 8, 9, 10, 13, 14, 15. All right, so last one that we did push-up wise, coming back with a scaption. We're gonna build on that and bring that following leg through. So push up to a kick through. So what it ends up looking like is do you push up, step into a high lunge, that top arm goes back for scaption, and then your bottom leg comes underneath you, and your butt is floating above the ground. Walk yourself all the way back. Other leg goes forward, scaption on that hand, and then your bottom leg goes through. Gonna go 10 total. Start whenever you're ready. If you love those, raise both hands in the air. Thanks. Okay, if you have a mat, we're gonna lay you down on your back. If you don't have a mat, I hope that your floor is soft. So, just angle for a second. So laying down flat on your back with your knees bent. Gonna bring both hands either behind your head or across your chest. We're gonna do 25 crunches, keeping good space between your chin and your chest. So no matter what that looks like, where your hands are, you're bringing both shoulder blades up off the mat each time. Count them out. Whenever you're done, you're done. 25. Great. Whenever you're done with that, you're gonna bend your knees close enough to where you can just about touch your heels with your fingertips. And we're gonna do hip raises. So pushing off your heels, raising your hips up to the sky. Now if this feels pretty easy for you, you wanna take it a little bit further. Extend one leg up towards the ceiling. And do 10 on one leg, 10 on the other. Or both feet on the floor for a set of 20. Start whenever you're ready. Squeeze your butt. Squeeze your hamstrings. Whenever you're done with that, you're going to bring both hands down underneath your bum, straighten out your legs. You're going to do 20 leg lifts straight up and down. So when you lower your feet down, your heels don't touch the floor, but they stop just above it. There's 20 for me. Hopefully that's about 20 for you as well. Done with that, we're going to roll over onto your tummy. Or forearms, to be more precise. Alright. So what we're going to do is come into your plank, right? Nice low plank. You're going to push yourself up into a high plank and then come back down. You're going to alternate which hand you initiate the push with. We're going to go for a total of 10. So the faster you do them, the faster you're done. The slower you do them, the longer you're holding a plank for. Whenever you finish your 10, we're going to come onto your hands and knees. Knees under your hips, hands under your shoulders. You're going to reach your right arm out in front of you, so your right biceps is in line with your ear. And you're going to keep looking straight down at the floor. Push your left heel straight back behind you, taking a deep breath. And then on the exhale, connect elbow to knee. Inhale to extend. We're going to go for 10. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Whenever you're done, switch sides. Reaching your left arm out in front of you, right heel straight back away from you. Taking a deep breath. On the exhale, connect elbow to knee, going for 10. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Cool. Whenever you're done with that, make around to your back again. You're going to cross your right ankle over your left knee and bring your left hand behind your head. We're going to crunch your left elbow towards your right knee. If that feels pretty easy, you want to make it harder, straighten up your left leg. We're going to go 15 on each side. Start whenever you're ready. Thirteen, 14, 15. Cool. Whenever you're done with that, switch sides. Left ankle over your right knee, right hand behind your head. Crunch up with a twist. Try and get your right shoulder blade as high up off the floor as you can. A good way to ensure that is try and actually make contact between your elbow and your knee. You're still trying to keep this elbow out to the side, so you're not bringing your forearm to your ear. Forearm is still out to the side. Count out 15. Whenever you're done, celebrate. When you're done there, you're going to roll over onto your side. It doesn't matter which side you do because we're going to do them both. But you're going to press your palm into the floor and your elbow into the floor and then push your shoulder away from the floor so your left shoulder girdle is really strong. We're going to do hip raises up and down, 15 on each side. So the hand can go on your hip or straight up to the sky and go up and down. And now if this just feels impossible, you can plant your top foot and use that leg to help you out with the hip raise. No matter what you do, count out 15. 13, 14, 15. Once you finish, switch sides. Again, keeping that shoulder really strong so you're not collapsing through your arm. Whenever you're ready, count out your 15 hip raises. 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Whew, okay. So we're going to do one more core exercise, and we're going to do a forearm plank. So with your elbows underneath your shoulders and palms on the floor, you're going to come onto your toes. We're going to hold for 60 seconds. If you want to hold it longer, start now. And I am going to start in 3, 2, long one, 60-second plank. So keeping your hips dropping kind of down close to the floor and pushing out through your heels and the crown of your head. And keep the gaze down towards the floor. Inhale fully and exhale completely. As you exhale, draw your belly button in towards your spine and like up towards your heart. Got 30 seconds left. 20. 15 seconds. 10 to go. Woo. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come on down. You guys like superheroes? I do. I like the flying ones, but I also like the ones that can jump so high that it looks like they're flying. Either way, they all have the same body shape when they're flying. And they all copy Superman. He's kind of like the king of flying. Mostly because he wears a red cape, which I think is highly unfunctional. Like, what function does his cape serve? It's not aerodynamic, it's not a shield. It's purely decorative. Same with the red boots. Anyway, we're going to come into Superman's. We're going to do 5 of them, holding at the top for 3 breaths of each one. So arms are out in front of you, squeezing from your lower back so your arms and legs come up. Hold for 3 breaths. 1, 2, 3. Lower back down, take the strain off your back. Come on back up, hold for 3 breaths. Come on down. Floating on up, flying like Superman. Good. You can do 2 more. Coming on down, last one. Holding for 3 breaths. And come on down. Do the counter stretch, coming all the way into child's pose. So coming onto your knees with your arms out in front of you and just letting your bum come down towards your heels. Stretch out your lower back. When your back feels like, oh yeah, that feels good, we're going to sit on your butt with your legs straight out in front of you. Stretch your hamstrings. So first, move in any meat, muscle, frizzle out of the way until you can find your sits bones firmly on the floor. And then push the backs of your knees down into the mat, keeping your back really straight. Inhale, reaching both hands up over your head, and then exhale to fold down, grabbing onto your feet, letting your forehead drop down towards your knees. And if you're not quite reaching your feet, scoot your hands underneath your calves, and then push your calves into your hands and gently pull your forehead down towards your knees. No matter where we're at, we're going to hold for 5 more long, slow, deep breaths. And with the exhaling breath, just trying to let your head and your upper back relax enough to create a weight to pull you forwards and down. Whenever you're done with that, reaching both hands forwards, coming all the way back up. Exhale, hands down by your sides. So bring the soles of your feet together. You're going to walk your heels towards your bum, pretty much as close as you can. Give your knees a couple flaps, kind of open up the hips. And holding onto your feet, we're going to use that to pull your heart forwards and your shoulder blades back together. Once you have a nice, long, straight spine, you're going to take in a deep breath, and then exhale, gently folding forwards to let your forehead drop down towards your toes, opening up your hips and your hip flexor. Or maybe you feel the stretch in your mid-back. Everyone's different. Wherever you're feeling it, as long as you're feeling something. Two more breaths here. Curling all the way back up. Whenever you're ready to come out of it, come on out. We'll come all the way up to standing. Fix that. And if you have a wall nearby, you want to use it for a little bit of support. These we're going to stretch out quads and hip flexors. But if you can do it freestanding, good on you. So grab onto an ankle, it doesn't matter which one. And we're going to use the hand that's holding onto the ankle to pull the ankle back. So you're drawing your knee back as you're pulling your hip forwards. So it's like you're turning your body into a bow, essentially, to stretch out this front part of your hip and your quad, the front part of your leg, lower down towards your knee. Hold for 3 more breaths. Oh, when you're done with that, slowly release. On down, and we'll switch sides. Grabbing onto your other ankle. Keeping your spine really long and tall so you're standing very straight. And then drawing your knee back as you pull your opposite hip forwards. So you can kind of feel it. If you're doing this, you're stretching just this front part of your quad, the part right above your knee. Once you bring your knee back behind you, you start to open up your hip flexor. Which for those of us who sit a lot during the day, this gets really tight. So it's good just to kind of take some time to stretch it out. Hold for 2 more breaths here. Release to come out. And then do a little happy dance because you're done. Nice work, everybody.